And what I'm also inviting you to think about tonight, they work so effectively and efficiently that you don't need to wait months on end to actually see them working. By simply chewing them or using the spray, we're actually getting them in the mouth mucosa. And just very quickly, what I'll do is just go through, so you've recap that every of the 12 tissue salts, there are 12 single tissue salts that were formulated by Dr. Schussler and 22 combination remedies. And I just wanted to introduce you very briefly to the 12 on how you can empower the health of your day as a woman. Calc Fleur, if anyone is ever thinking about their skin elasticity and all of a sudden they've actually noticed that their skin isn't feeling as elastic, it means that you've got a deficiency of your Calc Fleur in your blood, calcium fluoride. And you've all got the notes. Hemorrhoids, people say to me, Susan, varicose veins. Well, varicose veins didn't start overnight. And if we actually want to stay young, feel feel elastic in everything we do, we need a lot more calcium fluoride in our blood. Calc Phos, this is a wonderful nutrient for healthy bones. Why? That our every part of our bone, teeth, connective tissue and our gastric juices needs this nutrient for us to actually have better balance within our bone structure, for us not to suffer from indigestion and anemia. It reoxygenates our system. Calc Sulf, for those who are really keen to do detox, this is a remedy that you consider. Calcium sulfate is a wonderful tissue salt that actually really very much supports the detox of impurities in the cells. And it's also for those wounds, or a lot of people say, Susan, I've got so much aluminium, I've got so much toxicity in my system. It's a wonderful way to actually feel, and it's a sign that you don't have enough calcium sulfate in your body. Just recapping here, we've got Fair Phos, which is found in all cells. A lot of women, when they start menstruating, when they actually start they're moving through menstruation, and the heavy bleeders, they lose a lot of blood and they become anemic. What we find is that it's wonderful to take a great iron supplement, and I've actually put an iron supplement in your show bags, which I'll go through in a bit later, and it's called Sparto, the only iron that's non-man-made, and it's really easily absorbed. But what I love about Fair Phos, because it's found in every cell of your body, it has the power of reoxygenating every cell in the body. When you're reoxygenated, every cell in the body is a bit more energized, you're better absorbing all your nutrients in your body, you will have more energy. It's when we're not oxygenated, we actually feel quite drowsy, we feel sluggish, we feel stuck. Kali Mur is found in every body tissue except bone. It's a glandular tonic, which is known as potassium chloride. Effective for mucus congestion and colds. Now girls, I'm not expecting that each of you need to remember all these, that's why I gave you notes, but I thought I'd just go through the 12 so we honour, as women, the 12 salts, minerals that actually live within every cell of our body. Effective for glandular swellings. Whenever, remember what I said earlier, that your symptoms, whatever you're going through is a message to each of us. So for example, if I've actually got mucus congestion, it actually means that I don't have enough Kali Mur in my system. So by being supplemented with the Kali Mur, what happens is we're actually bringing some comfort back to those cells so we can actually build our internal armour. Kali Sulf is known as your skin salt, and it's found in every cell, cells lining the skin, effective for dry scaling skin and dandruff. And something I wanted to show you now that I'm just here. I sort of feel like I made a comeback as a consultant at Martin and Pleasance to actually just create the anti-aging pack. And I actually put calc, fleur and silica in this package for the hair, skin and nails. And I'm going to I spoke about calcium fluoride, and I've actually got a lovely oil that I'm going to pass around, so you can all actually, seeing we're sort of moving through the evening, that you can actually all put on your scalp. Not go through that. So it's a skin salt. How do we know that we don't have enough Kali sulf in our system? It's a skin salt that actually shows when we've got dandruff, whenever we've got scaly skin, it means that we don't have enough Kali sulf, which is potassium sulfate, in our system. So stop blaming your hair, stop blaming your shampoo, stop spending hundreds of dollars on your shampoo. Go out and pay $9.99 or $10.45. I don't know the exact price, but I'm sure that round about that figure, and start treating your scalp internally. So what I'm going to do is, just to bring a bit of change in, is the pack. And I'm just going to pass an oil that, as a nice way to energise ourselves, we're actually going to do a little 3-step process. Take the lid off. And we're actually going to just put a few drops. I actually am very happy and proud of this oil that I put together that goes in the hair, skin and nails pack. It's actually an essential oil pack with avocado oil, calendula oil, and it's just wonderful. And I'd like you all to have a think about tonight, for the first time, putting and just uplifting your mind so you can remain focused. So we're just going to have a bit of a go and have a bit of just a few drops on your points there, and just sort of massage it in. And you'll feel like a different girl, Alex. Yeah. Okay. So girls, start honouring your mane, which is that beautiful hair. Start honouring your skin because it belongs to you. Let's, as of today, acknowledge the beauty that lives within each of ourselves. Let's acknowledge that we have the power to make a difference. How does that smell, girls? Yes, I'm very fortunate to actually be working with a director in the company who gives me so much flexibility that I can actually create the dance in each of the medicines that I create. And I'm not going to actually explain that to him. And what transpired, and I was so passionate about it because I knew that Mag Foss, because I kept on thinking, what's the first thing that goes out of our system when we drink or smoke? So I did all my research, girls, you know what that's like. I had to learn about alcohol, had to learn about cigarettes. So what I learned was that the first two nutrients that are depleted when we smoke or drink a lot is Kali Phos, which is potassium phosphate, and Mag Phos, which is a nerve and muscle relaxant. And I remember being there, and I had an audience, and as I'm ready to leave, I said, thank you very much. And they said, oh no, we'd like to ask you something. We'd like to know whether you can actually stay. And I said, I beg your pardon? They said, would you like to work here? And I said, oh no, thank you very much. At that time, I had brighter lips, I had more eyebrows, a bit frou-frou, a bit more colourful. And it was the biggest turning point of my life, and I actually, and soon I'll introduce you to my medicine because it's in honour of every patient of mine, that I ended up staying for 8 years, and I saw 26 patients a week. And I'll never forget, as I'm ready to leave, the woman said, why are you leaving? I said, oh, I don't think I can offer your clients anything. She said, oh, we're actually based on the model that supports minerals for each of these clients. And I said, oh no, thank you very much. And by this time the lips were getting even brighter because I was sort of flushing and so forth. And she said, you're no different to a heroin addict. And that was the first time that I remember, because as a school teacher you're quite judgmental. She said, you're no different. What do you do when you're stressed? And I said, I shop. And she said, well, a heroin addict injects when they're very stressed. And we'd like you to stay because we believe in those minerals, and that's why we rang Martin and Pleasance up. So after spending, by the way, the medicos, many other practitioners told me that I couldn't use Schussler tissue salts or homeopathics with people who smoked because it would negate it, or with people who drank coffee. Well, guess what? My clients each had about 8 cups of coffee with 6 spoons of sugar in each cup. They would inject heroin, they would be taking cannabis, and they would be taking methadone. And each of them was able to bypass that by chewing these amazing tissue salts. So that's why tissue salts live in each of the Martin and Pleasance homeopathics, because to me they were the building blocks in everybody. So I started really putting this into action, thinking that if they could help someone so debilitated, imagine what they could do to every other woman. So we spoke about the nerve tonic, nerve and muscle. Nat-mer, one of the reasons we actually drink a lot of water, so many women in practice have come to me and they say, Susan, I drink so much water, but guess what? I actually feel very dry. Can you please explain? Well, it means that you don't have enough nat-mer, which is sodium chloride, in your system to be able to absorb those water particles. So next time you're drinking lots and you're still feeling thirsty, your cells are saying, can I please have some nat-mer? The last 3 in the 12. Nat-phos. Whenever we're feeling very acidic, what I'd like you to consider is that the sodium phosphate, which is your nat-phos, is right out of your system. So instead of going and buying those quickies, but if you're buying those quickies, girls, keep them in your pocket, and in the other pocket, can you please have a bottle of nat-phos? So I'm not against you choosing, because it really, we started this night off saying it's really up to you. If you're choosing to do quickies, what's that other, Mylanta? It's coming in a beautiful pink bottle now, I think. And the taste, apparently, they tell me, is improved. Let's also include the nat-phos. Nat-sulf, water eliminator. When we're on statin drugs, whenever we're on medication, whenever we're feeling quite bloated, it means we don't have enough nat-sulf in our system, which is called your water eliminator. Now, next to this amazing one, the silica, can you all put an asterisk? That's known as your cleanser and conditioner. And that's why I actually had to put the silica in this box. Because to me, because it's found in the connective tissue, hair, nails, blood, bile, bone and nerve sheath. It's so effective as an overall anti-aging mineral. So yes, all those silica supplements that you're taking are wonderful. We're not saying that they don't work, but you need the homeopathically prepared mineral, the Schussler tissue salt, to actually activate you to better absorb that silica. Now what I've put together for you girls is something called Women's Essentials. Now I'm very, very pleased that over the years, and I think because life became so busy, what started to happen is women would want to take all 12. Can you imagine opening 12 tubs at once? It would be very, very hard. So I'm very privileged that Martin and Pleasance have 22 combinations, and I've just selected a few that I would really support. And I'm calling the combination 5 because that's got the 5 phosphates. Instead of you opening 5 different bottles, there's equal amounts of every mineral in the combinations. I'm actually calling it the Stress Buster. I haven't passed this through the director of the company, but to each of us today, I'm calling the combination 5, which is the 5 phosphates. These are the first 5 nutrients, the first 5 minerals you lose if you're stressed. Who's experienced stress in the last week? So let's call this the multi-mineral formula that we should have in our glove box that we chew, and this is the mineral. By the way, my clients in private practice in the drug and alcohol rehab,